Going on, guys? Hey, look, this is just I need some order. That's all this is. I am in the depriming process of depriming brass, basically. So you got a piece of brass with a primer in it. You can see if I can get close up on it. You see the primer. I'm gonna put it in my Lee Universal decapper. And now that primer is gone, you see the flash hole. So I just went through like all of my pickup brass range scrap, and like I said, I needed some order, and in order for me to clean up my bench and everything, I just had to get everything in order and organized. So I will, when I'm done with this, how I do it, let me tell you how I do. I'll take all this brass that I'm depriming, and well, let me tell you what happens when you pick up range brass. When you pick up range brass, you're gonna pick up different calibers, some that you may not even load, but you know, it's basically free if you're picking it up. When I go to the range, I try to pick up everything I shoot, and sometimes more. You never know when you're gonna need brass. You never know when you're gonna need specific calipers. If you're thinking about getting into other calipers, it's always good to save those oddball calipers. When I first got into reloading, even before I started reloading, I started saving brass, and every so often I pick up some, 38 or 357 cases. I pick up 45. At the time, I only owned a few 9s, a 45, and a few 5.56. So I always pick that up. But like I said, you're gonna pick up some not rare, but you're gonna pick up some calipers that you don't load. This happens to be a 10mm case. This is a 45 ACP sitting next to it. My camera's not the best, but I can try to bring it up and show you for reference. The 45 ACP is the one that's shorter, and the 10mm is the one that is longer. So I don't load 10mm. I don't want to say I will not, but I've got a buddy who's just recently picked up a 10mm, and he don't think he's gonna load for it, but given the current situation and state of affairs that we are in, it'd be crazy not to. Not to mention the price of a box of 50 rounds of 10mm ammo. So this is not a how-to. This is just what I'm doing right now. I've got some things on order that's in the making to finish, to continue on my 357 38 special load development. Really, it's 357 load development. I've jumped right over 38. You guys recently know I picked up a Rossi 92 in 38 357, and I recently tried a very popular powder. It's one that's readily available. That's the reason why I wanted to try it. So I tried Tight Group, and as reloaders, anytime if you're getting into reloading, the very first time that you work up a load or a completed round that you do with your own equipment, you do on your own, no matter if you got all the guidance or help in the world, you're gonna be nervous. You're gonna get those butterflies in your stomach before you shoot that round, probably even on the way to the range. And I'll say, maybe not everybody, I did, so I can really only speak for myself, but most people, we do get nervous, like, hey, did I do everything right? Did I double charge? Did I undercharge a case? because overcharging is bad and undercharging is definitely bad. So I'll tell you guys about this hobby. I'll tell you about this hobby. When I first got into reloading or was interested in reloading, I knew I wanted to do it probably 2-3 years prior to me jumping into it. I've only been doing it a little over a year now, and it's so much to learn and so many safety precautions to take. But my only regret, and I've told people this before, my only regret was I wish I would have started sooner. Because as I got into it, if you pay attention to detail, or you can pay attention to detail, I think you can reload ammo. You know, we've had some discussions on our Georgia Shooting Connection chat, and reloading is not for everyone. It is not. You definitely have to. You gotta take into account that stuff can go wrong, but you gotta make sure that you cover all of your bases, and make sure you're double checking and triple checking a lot of things, and a lot of you have to double check and triple check the process, your process, so that we can all be safe, and basically you yourself, because you're gonna be the one shooting it. You're gonna be the one putting it in your particular weapon to be shot. So I think a benefit for me, a lot of you may know I'm a mechanic by trade, so my daily job is all about attention to detail and paying attention to the little things. So I think that was one benefit for me. If you don't have a lot of patience, reloading probably is not going to be for you. But as anything, if you do it long enough, you get good at it, and you can grow accustomed to liking it. A lot of people tell you it's a rabbit hole when you get into reloading. Yeah, they didn't lie. Because you start, some people come into, I've heard people come into the mindset of, hey, when I reload, I just want to reload one caliber. Well, the typical gun owner owns more than one caliber of a firearm. So you're either trying to maximize your shooting ability, or just the quantity that you shoot. And for me, I shoot, or try to shoot, almost every Wednesday. I didn't do it today because I was tied up at work. But normally on every Wednesday I shoot about close to 200 rounds. That's per week. And if you do the math, let's just say, and that caliber that I shoot mainly is 9mm. So you'll hear a lot of people say I can get 9mm for $7-8 a box for aluminum case or steel case ammo, and that is possibly true. But like I said, the recent unfortunate tragedies that has happened has plagued our country and our several different states and several different locations. That ammo is not going to be readily available to purchase from our main, well, I don't want to say our main, from places that the normal consumer would buy their ammo. And you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to mention their name and give them any more publicity. I think that's where we fall short at sometimes, giving other places publicity when it's not needed. But so if you're interested into reloading, you know, I can give you some advice. And my first piece of advice is figure out, why do you want to reload? Why do you want to reload ammo? And if you're really seriously considering it, first thing I would suggest you get is some loading manuals. Those are the single most important things, and I would say read it and study it like you're trying to get your license. And yeah, you're gonna be a little confused at some stuff, but it's gonna give you a jump and a better understanding of the process. You'll be better equipped, let's say that. You won't be in total left field. So that is some advice. And if you ever need any other advice, on Friday nights at 8 o'clock, I am a member of the Georgia Shooting Connection. It normally airs on the Reloading Press or JH586's channel. We do a reloading chat every Friday night at 8 p.m. There are times that we won't do it, but we almost never miss a Friday. And we encourage people to come over there and ask questions. And it is a great group of people, men and women, that are in this reloading sport, or even interested in getting into this reloading, I don't want to say sport, hobby. And you can learn some things. Before I was offered a I want to say it's like a job or nothing, but before I was offered like to be a member on this Georgia Shooting Connection, I was in the side chat a lot of times, asking questions and just hanging out, because the people that's in the side chat also have a lot of knowledge, and that's what benefits us as a 2A community, especially of reloaders. We definitely help each other out. I know when I first got into reloading, a lot of the guys were telling me back in the day, when a new person wanted to get into reloading, there was not as much support as it is today. And I'm very appreciative of that, because we all need somebody to ask questions. You know what they say about stupid questions. The only stupid question is the one not asked. So with this reloading, we always want people to be safe. We never want to steer anyone in the wrong direction, but this is the disclaimer. Always never take someone else's load data as your own and use it. You want to work up, because that person could be your mileage may vary. Let's say what works for them may not work for you in your particular firearm. Their perception of a certain amount of charge, gunpowder charge weight, could be totally different than yours. Scales can be different, so always work up your own loads. Use plenty references, plenty load manuals. Use a lot of sources if you can, reputable sources, and those normally come from the manufacturer of powder and or bullets. But yeah. So if you ever feel the need to jump on the Georgia Shooting Connection and you want to learn more about reloading or get into reloading, check us out. Like I said, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or you can say Dirty South Time. And like I said, we're normally on the Reloading Press's channel. If not, JH586 is hosting us from his channel. I will put links to both those gentlemen's channels in the description box. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week. Thanks for watching. Oh, Chico Eyes from the Dirty South. Like Dirty Hands from Reloading. I should have